On Streamify, week 2. So thanks for everybody that tuned in last week. We had a great time talking about Baobab and Tiiga, and we're going to talk a lot more about that this week. But first off, we've learned from week 1. So first off, if you're going to be watching, and we're going to kind of go over this a few times, if you're getting this stream through Facebook Live or YouTube, come over and join us on the Streamify app. You'll be able to participate kind of in the questions. So we're going to focus a little bit more on questions this week, kind of more of that audience participation, try to gather a little bit more because we did kind of discuss the Baobab and Tiiga last week. We'll go a little bit more into that. Is it good on your end?
I think so. Trying to figure it out.
Give us 1 sec. Is it showing up? In the meantime, we got the Tiiga tank tops out this week. So anybody that's looking for a tank top in the heat of the summer, these things are fantastic. Our spike ball guys are wearing them. Is it still working? Oh, nice. All right, cool. So kind of get right into, once again, like I said, first off, we'll just start with that first question that we didn't get last week and we'd love to start with is, where are people going to be tuning in from? So we're actually back in Nebraska. Last week we were out in California for that shoot, and then this week we're back in Nebraska. So we'd love to hear as people come on, and we'll kind of ask this a few times. You can do it in the comments, but you have to move from YouTube, or you have to move from whether it's Facebook Live, from Instagram, wherever it's from, you kind of have to come over to the Join Streamify. That way you can write comments. It's also going to be a lot more engaging. You'll be able to see the pop-ups. So the uniqueness around this platform is the pop-ups, the questions and answers, the buy nows, all these different unique features that we just don't have on any other platform. Streamify is bringing, and that's why we're using it. So it's we've been lucky enough for them to let us start working through this. So like I said, first thing is, where are you guys from? The next thing that we're going to go to right away, Katie's, I want to start asking about, last week we talked a lot about Baobab and we talked about Tiiga, but I want to go more into the benefits and then kind of understand, people that are watching, what they're doing, alongside Tiiga and Baobab. So first question I had for everybody was, because this is a big thing for me, is how much water are we actually drinking every day? So Tiiga, you just add directly to your water, and we say 14 to 16 ounces is that normal amount that you'd add to there. But I wanted to ask everybody on that end how much they're actually consuming, because I just found out, in some other research, that the average daily amount of water that people were consuming in the U.S. was less than 40 ounces a day. And so one of our biggest things is, like we talked about, is 3 out of 4 people are dehydrated. So I just love to start to know how much people pay attention to that and how much they're focused on the water that they bring in. Did you get anything yet, Katie?
No, we're still receiving answers to that one.
Fantastic. So we'll let that go for a little bit. But like I said, I was astonished, and it's even crazier for the youth. The youth it's down to like 15 to 20 ounces. That was from like 2005 to 2010. And so water's a big deal, right? It helps the body function. And so as we talked about last time, the big benefits of Tiiga, 1 is the hydration, but 2 is the fiber, and this kind of helping your body function correctly. So I just want to kind of start. These are going to be the kind of questions this week to keep you guys engaged, and also to kind of think about if you pay attention to those areas.
And we wanted to let everybody know. We went a little bit quickly last time for. It was hard for some people to get their hands on that first hydration variety pack, and so that is up right now for those interested. You can go ahead. You have to log into Streamify, but you can go ahead and purchase that. That is up right now.
Yep. So that big question on that is how that works is on Streamify. It'll be a pop-up literally directly there, and then most of the time I think it's integrated to your Google kind of ad fill-in. So it's super quick, super easy. And if you guys have any questions on that, definitely let Katie know. So let's talk a little bit about, before we get too far, we'll let that question kind of go in. Let's talk a little bit more, kind of rehash what we talked about last week with Baobab and Tiiga. And I'm actually going to start by showing a little photo. So I talked to everybody last week, and I said that nobody would believe us that the fruit is actually powdered. So I got my trusty iPad here, and so this is actually a fruit of this is the actual Baobab fruit cut open in half, showing this powdered granular fruit. And as you can see, it's literally clumps of powder. It's the most amazing thing. And then so I have another one here that I want to show you guys. And if you guys can also see, it's a pretty hard shell. It's actually furry. It's like I said, we've never seen anything like it. It's the coolest fruit we've ever seen. And then right here, this is how it grows on the tree. And as you can see in the background, the branches are pretty bare, so it's getting ready to be harvested. And that's how you can kind of tell it's getting dried out on the inside. They're waiting for it to pretty much fall off that vine. But I know we had talked about that last week, and that's the biggest proponent for our biggest component for us is the fact that it's actually a powder. So when you have these stick packs and you have it and you can feel how powdery it is, that's because all that is that fruit itself.
And we wanted to let the watchers on Facebook Live know that if you want to head over to Streamify, you can engage with us if you just click on that link. It'll head on over and you can answer the questions that we're asking right now. But we are trying to monitor Facebook as much as possible as well. So drop comments, let us know where you're from, and keep going, Jeff.
I think we got Streamify on there helping us as well. So like I said, that was one of the biggest proponents. And so the baobab fruit, with its high potassium, calcium, vitamin C, and antioxidants, is one of these unique fruits that no one else has been using. That's why we created Tiiga. That's why it's called the Tree of Life. And that's why we're trying to bring this to the American diet, is because of these issues like I was talking about or asking about, is that amount of water being consumed. How do we increase the hydration of everyday people and also make it taste good and easy to use at the same time? So from there, I wanted to go, we're still answering on those questions, right?
Yeah, so right now we have, let's see, a couple people answered. Most of the people for how much water do you consume daily are in between the 32 to 64 ounce and then 64 ounces and up.
Fantastic. That's a lot of water. So I know I even struggle, I would say, on a daily basis to really get over that 64 ounces. So like I said, I was pretty blown away when I found out that there was is that low. I knew that 3 out of 4 people were dehydrated. I just didn't know how much. And it's recommended roughly in that 64 ounce category. So Tiiga can really help if you struggle with that water drinking, throughout a day. Because we know from all the customer discovery, just talking to people, just about drinks in general, it's really hard to just consume water. And that's why we're a big proponent of adding it to your water bottle, and just using, whether it's the tap water, the fountain water that they have, the refillers, or wherever, that opportunity where you're like, I don't know how much of that water I'm going to drink myself, and then you just add a Tiiga to it, and it kind of enhances that flavor for the low calories, and then you end up drinking that amount of water. So no, thank you for answering that one. That's like I said, I was blown away at those numbers. Before we get to the next kind of questions, because I'm super intrigued, Tiiga has actually no caffeine, so the next kind of questions that gives you a hint are going to be in that category. But in the meantime, I'm going to kind of give you guys a sneak preview. So we had said on there that lemon lime was coming out this week. As a, we'll say, newer company, and in our process of growing, we found that sometimes things can take a little bit longer than we want, and so that's why we want to keep you guys up to date. So lemon lime will still be pre-order for this week and most likely next week, but it will be ready the next week. It's literally getting processed right now, and it's just going to be the matter of us getting it to our warehouse and ready to ship out. But I wanted to kind of start with that, and I also wanted to, at the same time, kind of preview. We'll start with one flavor and then we'll bring them all out. So if you guys can see right here, we made a little adjustment with the stick packs themselves. So this was our old kind of branding. Fit okay with the bags, but we really wanted to stay with the sunset style branding. And so what we've done is we've color coded it based on the flavoring. So this is your raspberry lemonade. Oh, I have to do it. I had to bring them out. This is our orange mango. And then this will be the lemon lime. And so we're really excited to launch these. We think they look fantastic, and they're they go with our theme. Everything is about, one, it's natural. Pre-order. Oh, thank you, Katie. So Katie just let me know because I was talking about lemon lime. The lemon lime pre-order is up now. And so, like I said, if you are joining through Streamify, you can order right away through there. And like I said, it's super easy, super quick. You just a couple clicks, everything should autofill, and then boom, it's done on that end. So thank you, Katie, for that. All right, so I got to go to the next question because, as much as we're about bringing baobab to America, bringing the benefits of the fruit itself, the big thing for us is to kind of understand you guys and understand how much you consume of specific things, as well as, what are you trying to have less of, more of, things like that. So my next question is, do you consume caffeine on a daily basis? So Katie's going to throw that up for us now. And then we're going to kind of ask how much as well. But I want to start off with, do you consume caffeine on a daily basis? Because I know we do. But like I said, the next question is the bigger one, is kind of paying attention and knowing how much caffeine you actually are consuming on a daily basis. And just being cognizant of it is a big deal. And that's personally, and as a team and as a company, that was a big deal for us when we created our first product. When we created Tiiga, there's a reason why it's gluten-free, it's vegan, but also why it's caffeine-free, is that we felt like, we knew in our lives and in most people that we talk to, the amount of caffeine consumed is more than we actually think, as well as, most things already have caffeine. A lot of times we're actually looking for things without it. So like I said, I was super intrigued to kind of hear what people thought about that. So I'll let Katie kind of let those come in.
We're split right now, half and half, yes and no.
Oh, that's fantastic. So man, we should have thought of a question for, if you're not drinking caffeine, kind of what is your go-to, whether it's to wake up or the focus is on sleep. We'll have to remember that question for next time. So I'll do the review on that. All right, so kind of going off of last week as well, I wanted to bring up another way to consume more, and we're going to be launching this, I don't want to say sooner, I can't say the date on this, but we've been using one at our house. So as you can see, the baobab actually settles, but we had talked about this last week, is the pitcher of baobab. So can you see that right there? Yep. So this makes it really easy to consume a lot of baobab, or a lot of Tiiga. And we find that it usually lasts, and actually it continues to get better throughout the course of it, but we usually recommend, 3 to 5 days. We've seen it can last much longer than that, but we recommend kind of in that 3 to 5 day range. And so, like I said, I wanted to bring that up from last time. You think you can hear him on the side? So we got our dog in the background. Eventually we'll bring Bear on the show to hang out and help out. But in the meantime, we'll keep him on the sidelines. So, like I said, I wanted to show that because we are in the works for this as well, because we think this can be fantastic along with the bulk, and you would just drop it straight in there. In this case, this actually works out as perfect. In the meantime, you have to have the pump. The pump is key because of the fiber and the fruit settles. This is actually 4 stick packs is the perfect amount for that. So.
And we want to let our viewers on Facebook Live know that if you guys want to answer the questions, just click on that link and head on over to Streamify, and you guys can answer those questions and then get in on that pre-order, as well as the other products that you can purchase. Fantastic.
Got anything else on your end in the meantime before I kind of
that's it.
jump into the next set? So on that caffeine question, the first thing I want to bring up is kind of the amount of caffeine and kind of knowing what's in specific things. So for us, a big thing that we try to pay attention to is the amount of caffeine in what we're having. So I'll give you an idea, a normal cup of coffee.
So I do have to interrupt. We do have a great comment from let me find it real quick. Tim Jones, he says hello. Tim Jones says hello.
Hello.
And he said, this guy used to drop bombs, and I'm assuming he's referencing
It was not because I was drinking Tiiga at that time, although I would have said that now. Thank you, Tim. It's good to see you. I guess I can only see you through here, but it's good to hear from you. Yes, back in the day. So I did used to play baseball, in case anybody ever... Just don't look up my name because it will come up as baseball. Luckily we started Tiiga, so there's some other things. But yeah, that's really funny. Was that on Facebook or was that through? That was on Facebook. Look at you monitoring all of them. We got Katie in the background's monitoring all of them. I was trying to get her on here either in the next couple weeks, but it sounds like she's just ready to start working at NBC in her spare time, the way she's able to handle the back end. I got to take one more sip. I'm telling you, the pitcher is the best way to go. All right. So I was getting back to the amount of caffeine. So a cup of coffee or espresso shot or anything that size is 100 milligrams of caffeine, right? And so if you have 4 cups of coffee, it's 400 milligrams. So I got this other quote. I'll kind of bring it up. I'll let everybody see because I want to show.
And we just put up, if everybody wants to let us know how much, for those who do consume caffeine, how much do you have daily? So head on over to the Streamify question section and you will be able to answer.
Oh, fumble. So let me know if you guys can see this, but it's like how much to consume, right? And they say, kind of at the safe amount or that maximum amount is 400 milligrams. Give you an idea, energy drinks are between, we'll say 100 and 300 milligrams. And then a normal cup of coffee is about 100. Tea is actually a lot less. Tea is in your 60 to 80 range. And then soda is kind of in that, I think it's about that 60 milligram range, depending on the type of soda. But it's kind of crazy to think about. So like most products have some sort of caffeine. And so we try to watch and kind of make sure that we limit those other products. And that was a lot of the reason why we created Tiiga, was that, we might drink our coffees in the morning, but what we found is that, especially after coffee is where we really start to crave it, and we find people really enjoy it, is that mid-morning, you've had your breakfast, small breakfast, you've had, I guess everybody eats different in the mornings, but a lot of people will have that coffee or whatever that kind of boost in the morning, and then they're starting to kind of fade before they go to lunch, and we found a lot of people like to have Tiiga around that time. I think, and we hope to do those case studies shortly, is like really shows how the blood sugar kind of maintains throughout that process to get you to lunch. The other one is a lot of times we'll have, people will have coffee in the afternoon, but a lot of times that messes with your sleep. And so that's a big one where we've gone to, where we've eliminated caffeine in the afternoon for sure, and just gone to that Tiiga after a lunch or kind of mid-afternoon. It look like you got a question?
Nope.
Okay. All right.
But we wanted to let you know that, so the raspberry lemonade hydration 16 pack is up right now. For those on Facebook, head on over to Streamify, and then those on Streamify, you can click to shop that right now.
Okay. I feel like I got my whole setup here. Okay. Ready? Mm-hmm. All right. Let me get my other questions up because we'll get to the next one. So like I was saying, on the caffeine, the caffeine to me is the biggest one that we've noticed the difference is eliminating that caffeine, especially in that afternoon time. The lack of jitters, the ability to get a good night's sleep has improved our overall day. And I just can't reiterate that enough. And that's why we're excited, to have created a product that uses that fruit as that natural energy as well as that fiber. So going into fiber is our next question. So, and this is going to kind of blow you guys away as I bring this up, but how much fiber do you consume on a daily basis? So we have the data in there, so she's posting that now. Katie's going to put that up now. And then I'll kind of let you guys know what the daily recommendation is, and then kind of what most of the country consumes on a daily basis in this space. Like I said, each thing that you research, and we can actually add, or if you guys want this information, like I said, join the newsletter. We're going to be writing more blogs about this type of stuff and really just bringing in this data from either the CDC or some sort of scientific article or journal that talks about these different things. Because, like I said, we started out with the fruit itself, learning about the benefits of the fruit, and then what we found is all these things that we're lacking that this fruit really can help with, that we at the beginning honestly didn't even know all of those benefits. Like I said, we wanted to create that low calorie, fantastic tasting alternative sports drink space, and now we've just noticed all these other areas that it actually helps with.
So a couple people answering the questions for how much fiber do you consume daily. We're in the 1 to 10 gram range, and then the 10 to 20 gram range. Fantastic.
Well, thank you for that data. So I'm going to bring up, because like I said, this is, and I didn't know this at all until we got into this. So first off, this one says, I love this headline. So, and this isn't about Baobab. This is about fiber itself is the superfood. And so if you can see this, I'll try to bring this a little bit wider. So for the normal daily amount is about 25 grams for women and 38 grams for men. So I don't know if you can see it like that. Does that kind of come in? Right? It's crazy how much that is. And so I kind of give you guys, and I don't think we're going to be able to see this week. I'll try to figure out how to get a bigger one, maybe try to print it out next week, or I'll turn it. But if you guys think about different amounts of fiber, so this is the fiber on this end in grams. But if you think about it, think of navy beans, right? Is that 9 grams? Can you see it in the back?
Yes, we can. And we actually have a great question that funds into just fiber in general. Annie is asking, are these detox products? So Jeff, do you kind of want to go into, answer that question as well as maybe, explain kind of the difference with fiber and it not being necessarily a detox?
Yeah, fantastic. So that's, I think that's what one of our missions and main goals is to kind of like take that misconception of fiber from being complete detox, being completely around going to the bathroom product, and really talk about the benefits and the need for it. So in our first week, we talked about how much the Hazda tribe in Africa consumes of fiber, right? They're consuming I think it was 100 grams, so which is probably 150 to 200 grams of baobab fruit, and it's not making them go to the bathroom more. What it's doing is it's actually acting as a prebiotic, and so prebiotics are eaten by probiotics, and it increases the microbiome in your stomach. And so a lot of things happen in your stomach, and having a better microbiome actually helps with all sorts of other things. It increases your energy levels. It increases they say it's 9. I think it's, I got to find that one before we make sure that I say it, but it's like 95% of serotonin is produced in the gut. A lot of illnesses are actually produced through or transmitted through the gut, and so fiber acts in that way. But fiber also acts as, so part of it does help, because it isn't fully digested, it does help go through, but that's not something that's like you drink it and it's going straight through you. It's passing over time. So it's just improving. A lot of times they'll talk about improving, I don't really want to say this on a video feed, but improving like colon, those spaces, when people worry about, I'm not going to go farther than like colon cancer, but like the colon and making sure that everything runs smoothly, it does help in that space, but it's not designed to like literally make you go to the bathroom. And so where we talk about fiber is in this satiation, is in this making you stay full for longer, as well as and just increasing that energy level and helping with that blood sugar level are the biggest areas. So you can use it. We've had a lot of people that have found that it, how would you describe this, Kate? Like it does help their overall digestive tract that's focused, or that might have been taking another supplement to help them go to the bathroom. It's helping them to be regular, but it's not making them all of a sudden go.
It's not a laxative.
Yeah, it's not a laxative by any means. It's the exact opposite. Instead, it's just, like I said, increasing that gut biome to where over time you end up, it just ends up being a better process. I guess I'll use the word process. And we've had a lot of people that have had stomach issues that have told us and have talked about that with us. And so that's one of our biggest things, because I think, we noticed as we created this product and researched and saw the market, fiber is always said like helps you go to the bathroom. And then when we realized that, it's one of the first things that comes up with pre-diabetic, type 2 diabetic, anybody talking in these spaces that has blood sugar kind of issues and how important fiber is to their diet, that's when we were like, wait a minute, and then we started researching more and more. And like I said, this is from us really trying to understand how important it is and incorporating it more in our diet. So we've always eaten a lot of beans and things like that, but now we've really incorporated, and obviously we see the benefit of using Tiiga in our own guts.
And we do have a question from Joel. He wants to know if Tiiga is good to mix into smoothies or other drinks to add flavor and nutritional value.
Yes. So obviously it would probably be based on the type of smoothie that you're having. If you're having one that's more that strawberry, lemony taste or raspberry taste, you probably use the raspberry. I think it's perfect to just add straight to a smoothie. You're going to add that fiber as well as the antioxidants from the fruit itself. And then you're going to get that little sweetness as well as we've already created. Another one on that, like I said, smoothies are just drinks in general. And I think we'll do that in one of the later streamings is kind of show the other drinks. So I found another one that is really nice is if you do a couple ounces of like an orange juice, things like that, and you add the rest as water, and then you put a Tiiga with it, and it enhances that flavor, especially like the orange mango. If you kind of want that, like, you know, you might have an orange juice, but you kind of want an orange mango taste. It really enhances or pops the flavor. And then the smoothies, you know where it's really good, and this is where we're going to get down the road, is if you're doing a green smoothie or anything that you're like, man, I got to choke that thing down, that's where I recommend it the most, is like, you throw one of these with a green smoothie and it changes the entire texture, entire taste profile. So thank you, Joel, for that. I definitely think smoothies is definitely an enhancement area with Tiiga.
And as you know, as we kind of close this up, we've got about 4 minutes left. We wanted to let you know, so the 12 or the 6-pack sampler is up on Streamify. Just go ahead and click on the link if you're watching through Facebook Live to get signed up. And get that sampler pack purchased. Nice.
Any other questions or anything like that? Has everybody got that process on kind of how by going on Streamify, like I was saying before, I kind of wanted to bring that up because Katie was talking about that as we get used to this more and start pushing it out there more. Like I said, that Facebook Live, you get the video, but you're not getting those little pop-ups. So you're not getting the question. You're not able to engage. Whereas with the Streamify, and that's why we love this platform, and that's why we partner with Streamify, is it's giving you this engagement that we just don't see anywhere else. And eventually it's going to be to where you're actually able to talk directly to us, and that's where we think it's going to be, I mean, awesome. You know, I think the more that we can engage with either voice or alternative video, like I can see your face, it creates an authenticity to what we're trying to do, that you know that we're regular people. We're not a corporation. We're here to talk to you about our product. We're here that like we're trying to improve our lives as well as in your lives, and that like we want to answer those questions and we want to ask questions to you to learn from you guys as well. So like I said, we're looking forward in the future when it can be fully, like when you're on the Streamify platform, you're literally going to be able to ask the question and everybody will hear you, and then we'll be able to answer that. That way in real time, you know, you have something pop into your head and you want to ask that, it'll come up. That's coming in time. Like I said, these are the first few weeks where we're trying to get used to, you know, obviously being in front of the camera, talking about our product, saying buy the 16-pack, buy all 3 at once. Eventually we'll have all those on there. T-shirts, we haven't added those yet. But it's also as well, it's just an engaging platform. It's the idea that we can fully engage with you guys and learn from you, to be honest. That's one of the biggest things. That's why we're doing this, is learn from you guys what you guys really want. So Katie, if you got anything else, I'm pretty good for this week. Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Like I said, we will see you. I don't know if we're going to be able to do next week. We're going to try to be doing every week, but it's looking like it might be every other week depending on product and kind of what we're doing. So we're off to Spikeball over the next few weeks. So we have a partnership with Spikeball. So we're going to be spending our time at different Spikeball events. And then later this summer, or later, I guess it's almost the end of summer, we're going to be heading out to Tech Ball as well. So we're really trying to help those athletes hydrate, make sure that they don't cramp, as well as just improve your guys' daily lives. So thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.